Happy Friday, everybody, and a special happy Thanksgiving to all of the United States listeners.
Yes.
Hope we all ate a lot of food. Hopefully, you're not spending too much money on Black Friday. But
yeah,
if
I hope
you
not,
are,
dude.
Yeah.
I hope not. That is that's a trap if I've ever heard it.
I feel like we just need to get rid of Black Friday.
Yeah.
It's never gonna happen because
It's such a fucking joke of a thing. Like it's so dumb. It's so dumb. But hey, you know what? If you guys like to shop on Black Friday, have at it. Knock yourselves out. I'm not judging you for it. I just don't like it.
Yeah. I mean, luckily, we used to work retail jobs, and we would have to work Thanksgiving night, and that blew. But I'm pretty sure a lot of companies have slowly been getting away from that, which is good. But yeah, we're not here to talk about Walmart and Target and all that dumb shit. We're here to talk about League of Legends, and the theme of today's episode is what we're thankful for.
Yeah. What are you thankful for?
I'll start off. Yeah.
League of Legends. That's in League of Legends. We should caveat.
I have a handful of serious ones, and then I have a couple of not so serious ones. So we'll start with the serious ones. The first thing I could think of is this game is updated so often that it's not stale at all.
Can't believe you would just steal one of the items off my list like that, dude. That's messed up.
Tell me about it.
But no, but seriously, I mean, that's what keeps this game fresh. Look at a game like Call of Duty, for example. Call of Duty, at least when I played it back in the day, when we played all the time.
Since Warzone got introduced, they are updating the shit out of it. But yes,
fuck Warzone.
Way back in our boomer,
you remember they would release all these patches, and they'd be like, "Okay, this gun's too powerful. This gun's getting too much usage. Yada yada yada." And then it would be very like once they got where they wanted it, then they were done. Like, cool, that's what we wanted. And now we're not gonna touch it, and that kind of sucked. And I remember when we first started playing League, and I'm like, why is this game always being updated? Like, I don't understand. Now I get it.
What's even crazier is like, I mean, I guess they have to update it enough. It's just, we're just talking about Summoner's Rift, it's the same map. I don't know if you guys realize this. It's the same fucking map every game. But
oh, yeah.
Here we are 8 years later.
Something like that. We figured this out in an earlier episode. I don't remember what it is, but
it'll be 9. It'll be 9 years. It'll be 9 years.
Holy shit.
9 years we've been playing the same map. Granted, they did update to Summoner's Rift in Season 5. But,
okay, you're right.
But still.
There's an ARAM map. Don't forget about the ARAM map. Okay?
They need to update that shit. Bring back, for the love of God. Okay, I know the Riot team's listening right now. So, bring back Butcher's Bridge. Give me the fucking Bilgewater skin. It was so sick.
That was super sick. And I'm thankful that they do events like that every once in a while. Where they actually change up the map. Like, I always find that really fun when they change up the map. Just like, it was a holiday. Let's, like, just make the map look a little bit prettier or whatever. Or make it fit. Like, I think that's really awesome. And I'm really appreciative of the fact that they do that decently often, too.
I'm kind of butthurt, though. I'm pretty sure they said a while ago they're never bringing back the winter map.
And then they were talking about it. Did they bring it back? I haven't even opened this game in a couple days.
They're not. They don't. Oh. They're never going to bring it back. It's like too much work or something.
Yeah,
I don't know. But people are pissed. I'm pissed. Yeah. It was sick. All right, what else you got? You give me one now, so you can steal one from me.
You know what? I'm really thankful for Renata Glask.
Oh my
God. That's a semi-joke, but also semi-serious. Like, that champion is actually ridiculous. And the fact that it's, like, pro play relevant, like, right off the bat, like, I find that super freaking cool. Like, it makes me feel like, yeah, dude, you're playing a champion that's pro play relevant, dude. Like, good job. Well done. And, to myself, thank you. I mean, I appreciate it.
I'll add on to that. I'm just gonna say I'm thankful there's a wide array of champions.
Super wide array of champions.
Maybe there's a couple champions here and there that are the same Aatrox Riven, but for the most part, every champion feels unique.
Right.
For the most part.
This is true. This is
164. True. Like you're definitely gonna find a handful that you're wanting to play. I'd be very surprised if someone picks up this game and it's like, oh, there's no one I want to play. You're fucking lying.
You're full of shit, dude. Even my girlfriend has looked and she goes, I really like Fizz. I'm like, come on, he's an asshole.
On this a side note, I would love to see Lacey play Fizz.
Oh, she should get murdered. She just get
backflip on motherfuckers.
Dude, if she had the mechanical skill to backflip all over these dudes, it'd be one thing. But I think she would just get murked, and it would be kind of funny, but also would be incredibly frustrating for her.
Let's see what else I got here. Oh, okay, here. I'm very thankful that since League exists and there's lore, they made Arcane. They have Ruined Nation book. They have these
That's good.
other forms of like media, and it's
Right.
and that just happened last year. Like Arcane just came out, so who knows what the fuck else they're gonna do? I hope to God. Now we know Arcane season 2 is coming, but I
Yeah.
hope we get. They have like I feel like they just have limitless capabilities on stories they can tell.
Dude, there's a
There's so
million
many.
opportunities to tell all different kinds of stories. I mean, excuse me. Look at every champion that comes out now has such a rich lore. Champions like Cassante. You have old champions that have rich lore. Some of them they've tried to rework to make them more than what they were. But like think of like the Ruined King game. You learn so much about Misfortune, Yasuo, Ari. Some of those things we kind of already knew, but some things they expanded on. Braum, even Braum's doesn't have a very rich lore, so him appearing in that game brought him to life a little bit more, in my opinion. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, I mean, you have the fighting game coming out. You have an RPG that they're still working on, so I expect to see this lore expanded on, and like you said, there's just endless possibilities between the books and whatnot. I know they have comics that are out.
That too, yeah.
I don't always go and read them, but they exist for those that like to consume all the lore, and I think that's super cool.
If you had to choose a region or a champion or champions in particular for them to make like an Arcane like series, like say like just another, either maybe it doesn't have to be like an origin like how Arcane was, but like what region would you want them to focus on?
I have always been kind of curious. So there's two regions that I would look to. I look at Ionia and I look at Shurima.
Okay.
I think Shurima has a possibility because Shurima's already kind of like an allegory for Egyptian lore, anyways, which have always found fascinating. I think that's super cool. And then Ionia is like that rural native life, and I think that would be cool lore too, because that usually lends itself, like I think of like Native American stories, right? Stories of the wolves and the animals and how they work into their world. I think Vestians they're from Ionia, right?
Some I think I know Ixtal.
Ixtal. That would be another good, like, to me that's always seemed like Ionian adjacent. Very similar style, more of that rural kind of native feel to it. I think those would make some excellent stories. If we can get about, learning more stories about Zion Rakan, I think would be just a great place to start. But yeah, there's just so many regions. You have that. You obviously have the Yordles.
Well, that would be interesting.
Bandle City. I don't know why I can never remember where they're from. We have Piltover Zon. We don't have too much in the way of, I guess, in the way of like Demacia, to an extent. Other than the fact that they hate magic. I mean, we have the books, but like I think a show or something like that to just kind of outline like the Garen Luck story a little bit more, or even J4, how J4 fits into that. But like you said, if I had to pick a region, I would probably lean closer to Ionia than I would Shurima, just because Shurima seems to be a little more allegorical to a real life era.
I think Ionia, out of those two, I'd probably pick Ionia just because, like, the way they deal with all the magic that's, like, the land is living. And
Right.
The fact, and plus, like, you could throw in all the Noxian invasions. And I
Right.
feel like if it was just about Ionia, like, Irelia would probably be the main character, just because Yeah, what does she say? Remember the what does she yell?
Remember why we fight?
She says that what the fuck is the place? She's like, remember the artillerium or whatever the fuck.
Oh, I don't remember. I just remember she also says, what'd you say? Ionia calls or something like that?
Yeah. Whatever. She shouts all her dead family members when she's fighting, but it's kind of cool and it'd be interesting to hear that. If I had to pick a region, it'd probably be Bilgewater, because I would just love to see all the pirate shit.
That's cool. The only reason I didn't go straight to Bilgewater is I was thinking of, like, we have the Ruined King game, which has a lot of Bilgewater backstory in it, It's like, all right, like, okay, it's kind of there. Trying to see if I can find the Aurelia quote that you were speaking of. The
Placidium. It's the Placidium.
Yeah, remember the Placidium. That's right.
I believe that's where she severed Swain's hand.
I think so.
The Placidium is a sacred place in Ionia, home of a lot of schools and spiritual teachings. If you go to the universe side of the map, the Placidium is the standout landmark on Ionia. Aurelian's got a sordid history with it. As a child, she studied there, and as a teenager, she was taken hostage there by Swain and ended up cutting off his arm. Okay, so that was like the big battle of the Noxian invasion.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
cool.
I mean, I think Nox.
Wait, hold on.
Cool place too.
This is so off topic. So that was a comment to one of the posts, and then the comment under that says, "What is?" Because the post said, "What is Aurelia's Placidium?" And then someone was like, "It's the powerhouse of the cell." and then someone says, "No, that's placenta."
That's pretty funny.
That's pretty funny. Okay, let's get back on track though. So Ionia for sure.
I was just gonna say I'm grateful for dumb Reddit posts like that.
That's true.
The fact that this game exists in such a capacity that we can have stupid interactions like that on the internet, whether it's Twitter or Reddit. That was one of the things on my list of, like, just the way that the community reacts to some of the stuff that's out there. You don't necessarily get from other games, you don't necessarily get from other shows, movies. It's pretty unique, I think, to video games, and to video games that have been able to crawl out of the video game only space.
The subreddit was actually on my, like, not so serious.
It's okay, like it has its positives and it has its negatives, right?
I feel like 90% of the posts, like the posts that don't get upvoted, all it is just people bitching, complaining.
Right.
And I'm just like, dude, and it's people think that their opinions, just because they get 1,000 people out of a subreddit that has, hold on, let me see how many people, 6.1 million. They're like, I feel
the player base.
Yeah, it's good, but it's just so much shit that's piled in there that I just sometimes, and plus this whole fucking month I'm sick of seeing roster changes. That's all I see on this subreddit. I'm over it. I'm done. I get it.
Speaking of roster changes, one of the things I also was thinking about that I'm grateful for is the esports scene.
I put that too.
Like, that has made me so much more engaged in this game. Even from just starting the game, like, let me watch the professionals play. And this was, like, kind of still in its infancy, really. And I didn't realize that. I thought it was more established when I first started playing and watching and stuff. And so to, like, realize, like, we've kind of grown with the scene in the community. I think that's pretty cool. I'm grateful to have been around or playing the game long enough to have seen some of that stuff,
Yeah, I was also gonna say the LCS in general. Like, if you guys haven't had a chance to go to a live esports event for League, like, it's the fucking most fun thing in the world.
I will tell you, the first time I told my dad that I was gonna go watch esports, he goes, "What are you gonna do? Watch people play video games on a computer?" And I said, "Dad, what do you do when you go to a baseball game?"
Yeah, it's the same thing.
You
watching
watch guys
someone else
play a game, and he's like, "Well, when you put it that way," and I was like, "Yeah, I know. It sounds weird. Just to hear me out." So, yeah, definitely, it sounds funny, and then you really think about it, like, like, that's what you're doing at any other event. Like, oh, why should this be any different?
Let's see. I have two more actually serious ones. First one, I'll go with. I'm thankful for loss prevention, because the fact that sometimes
that's a real good one.
Either quit DC, whether it's on purpose or not, and granted, sometimes you only get like -3 LP on the, so you go from 15 to 12.
Right.
Still, I'm thankful for the game actually recognizes it for the most part, and prevents and gives me a little bit of LP back. So
That's always a nice thing. So thank you, League, for that. I do really appreciate that.
what else you got?
I probably should have wrote these down so I'd be on track, but like I also didn't expect you to have so many that I was gonna
I know.
have.
I went try hard on this.
Like, I honestly, the content creation, like if it wasn't for this game, we wouldn't be here talking to you guys about how thankful we are right now. So
Yeah,
like
it's
it sounds like super cliche, and I think it sounds kind of meta to put it that way, but like if this game didn't exist, we wouldn't have you guys to talk to, and that'd be pretty well. I mean, if I didn't know that it didn't exist, it probably wouldn't be a bummer. But now that I know that it exists, and that we talk to you guys and whatnot, like if that were to stop, that would be a bummer. So I'm thankful for that, and I'm thankful for you guys that come around and listen, and interact. So guys like Calientes, Icy Fire, always in around. Who am I leaving out? Azap, Aslor, Zen. Who else am I leaving out? I'm leaving out Thoticus with the name Thoticus. Oh, Mayo. Can't forget Mayo. God, Dean, help me out. Who am I forgetting? I'm forgetting somebody.
You say Purple?
Perp. Yeah, Perp.
Asler.
Who else am I forgetting?
I'm kind of cheating now.
I know. Now I gotta go look at the list. I was trying to go off the top of my head. I'm forgetting. Goodness gracious, who am I forgetting on this list?
You know who you are. If you're
Yes.
listening, you know
If I forgot you, tell me that I'm an idiot because I just. Oh, Gungnir. Can't forget Gungnir, dude. Classic Gungnir. And then, of course, some of you have different names. Oh, Duke. Can't forget Duke, dude. Duke was like one of the first, one of the originals. If I forgot you, I apologize. Some of you guys have different names in different areas, and sometimes I forget which names are which, and I may have thought I've already mentioned you. So if I forgot you, I do apologize. Tell me I'm an idiot in Discord or something. Or help me identify your names in Discord with other names you may have used somewhere else.
Yeah, I think the last serious one, and I have 3 not so serious.
No,
ones.
give me a couple not so serious ones. We'll end on a good
Okay,
note with
yeah,
a
that's
serious
good.
one.
My last serious one is like is really good.
Okay.
I'm thankful for sweaty ass motherfuckers on the enemy team that will make it their life goal to try to prove that they are the best person in the fucking world, and then they end up inting and running it down and giving me free wins. Thank you, dude. Keep working at McDonald's. Keep bathing in grease. Keep fucking slapping your keyboard thinking it's going to make you do more damage. This is no offense to anybody that works at McDonald's. I'm sorry. But thank God for sweaty ass motherfuckers.
You know what's funny? And I forgot when you were talking about the Reddit piece. And every time, like, when I think about Reddit, I go back and I think about that story that the guy wrote about being on like his 16th Red Bull, sitting down to play a game, and his Yasuo is hitting his 0-10 power spike, and Samuel is going off or something. It was right when Samira came out. And like that story like encapsulates everything I like about the outside community, like my favorite parts of it, and just how ridiculous I think everybody can be, and that it also encapsulates just how sweaty like people can be. Like, yeah, that 0-10 also power spike, it isn't a meme for no reason. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah. And then I guess I could kind of pair these two. It's man, am I thankful for this game having the worst leveling system in the fucking game, levels 0 through 30 to get to ranked.
Oh god, I know they fixed it.
Is not player friendly.
No.
You do not unlock all summoner spells at one point. So love it, dude. Love that if you duo with a friend who has been playing the game, and you're new, you will
get
be
shit on.
immediately put into Smurf queue. Yeah, you get
Yep.
shit on, but the game will recognize you're dueling with someone who's better, and be like, "Oh, this guy's a Smurf."
Yeah, it's pretty
It's
bad.
really bad. It's fucking horrible. I don't give a shit how many like rewards they give you now. Like they give you champions, but I don't give a shit. It's miserable.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's not kind. Now, it's probably good for those who haven't really played the game. Like that's probably a really good thing for them because like remember how awful we were when we first started playing? We were so fucking bad. I mean, to the point where June was literally yelling at us to press R. Yeah, I just press R, and it was like I remember like arguing with him like it's not gonna do anything. It's just fucking press R, dude. Just please press R. And like little did we know like what that actually that it was gonna stick with us. You know what I mean? Like this is another thing I'm grateful for is like people like June that we hadn't talked to in like a long time, and we just randomly found us playing this game, and it was like, oh wait, you're playing this game? Like, can you teach me how to be good? Like that was super instrumental. I feel like in our early days of the game.
And then finally, I just think, again, I'm so thankful for the ranked matchmaking in this fucking game.
Yeah,
It sucks. It's horrible. I
not thankful for promos.
yeah, it's the fact that like, oh, your MMR is this, but your physical rank is this, are two different things. Come on.
I'm not as mad at that, but I think I've taken a lot of thought to your visual rank and your let's call it hidden rank in terms of MMR and how that system works to show you your visual rank. And I think it's important that we don't know our MMR. I know a lot of people are going to complain about that, and there's probably plenty of you who would even fight me on this point. But think about it. How mad do you get? I mean, I know I get frustrated when I get into like a flex queue game and I look and I'm like, there's fucking Diamond 3 players, and I'm like, bro, I'm fucking Silver 1, Silver 2, whatever it is. Like, why am I playing with people that are way above my league? And that's frustrating as it is, right? And think about being in a game and you can see MMR and you can see rank, and you look on the opposite team, you're like, oh, there's a Yasuo who's got 500 more points of MMR than I do, even though we're the same rank, which should tell you that he's probably a Smurf. And you could just give up from the beginning of the game without giving any effort. You know what I mean? And like that is so discouraging just to start. It's just as discouraging as seeing, oh, there's a Diamond 3 player. Thanks. Like I'm gonna get my ass fucking whooped, and you almost kind of give up on yourself before the game starts. You know. It's kind of a tilter, so they just hid the rank from everybody. That would be, I don't know if that would change anything, but I understand the competitive aspect of why MMR being hidden works.
Well, I have one left. Do you have anything else?
Do I have anything else? I don't know. Things just kind of coming it out, and like I said, I should have just wrote this down. But like, I also didn't think we were gonna have so many at the same once. So, go with what you got, and we'll see what flows from there.
All right, everyone, hang in there. It's gonna be the most wholesome shit you've ever heard in your life.
Ooh, am I gonna shed a tear?
Possibly.
A tear of the
I think
goddess,
it's just
perhaps.
this is this is the game we all play. It's just playing with friends. Like when we all used to live together in the same town, and I mean, obviously we get older, we get jobs, and we move in, we have relationships, and like we don't really have that much. We don't hang out in person that often. And for the last 9 years, this is the game. It used to be Call of Duty, but you know that game's dog shit for the most part, and not all of us play it. And
wow, oh, shot through the heart with that one.
That's okay. No, you have your own. Yeah, you know what I mean.
I know.
But no, this is a game we come back to. As frustrated as we get with it, it's always like a good time if all of us are in Discord playing this game together. And I'm actually really thankful for that, because I'd go crazy if I couldn't like talk to you guys.
Dude, ranked fives is like such a different experience from solo duo or even like trios or whatever. Like ranked fives, is a different monster with the different strategies you can employ just because of the coordination. I think that has a great friendship building aspect, even with people you don't know, but even with people you do know. It's so much more fun. Excuse me, so much more fun than just playing like solo queue, and so much less frustrating. Even though sometimes like you're gonna get overmatched, and you're like, okay, whatever, guys, do we give up or what was the joke to say? How hungry are we?
Yep.
Like that, all these great little memes and inside jokes that come from this game that a lot of people can share in. Like, sure, you can have that same experience in a Call of Duty game, but the game also isn't a 30-minute game time either, right? It's like 10 minutes in Call of Duty, and like, okay, yeah, whatever, you're gonna end up in a different lobby, yada yada yada. But like, sometimes you run into funny situations even with the enemy team, and all of a sudden like there's 10 people that are just now friends on League, even though there's the enemy over there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really thankful for those moments, because you just don't get that in any other video game at all. And yes, this video game has a lot of toxic player base issues. Every once in a while, you just find really wholesome teammates and or enemies, and it just makes the game. It gives it such a different vibe that it's just hilarious. And you're like, man, I just wish to have that all the time. Sometimes that's an ARAM, sometimes that's a rank 5, sometimes that's a normal. It's never solo duo. It's never that game mode. But it's always fun, and when you get into those, and without this game existing, those moments wouldn't exist either. The like Dean said, the live esports moments. Like we didn't get to go to Worlds, but we went to like the Worlds Fan Fest. Like, dude, how cool is it to excuse me, to go to a big event and hang out with all these people that we all play the same game, and half of those people are probably just enthusiastic about the same champion that you are in some form. Like, sure, sporting events exist, but we don't all play football when we go and watch a football game. You know what I mean? Some people have never played football in their lives, but they love watching football. But like, people don't really do that with League. Like, yeah, if you watch it, you also probably play it, even if it's a minimal amount. It's a different vibe, and like I said earlier, like if this game didn't exist, we just wouldn't have that to experience. I don't know that I would. Like, I've thought about like, hey, let's go watch whatever in this city. And you hear people, like, if you listen to like Hotline League, a lot of people were traveling around the United States to watch different legs of Worlds. That's pretty cool for a game that's not obviously as big as like football or basketball, but like you still have people traveling from other countries coming in just to watch a Worlds event. Like, that's pretty tight. It's unheard of, and it's shed some light on professional gamers and professional gaming as a profession. Like, how many of your mothers told you you were never gonna do anything with your life if you sat around playing video games all day? And how many of you are actually doing something in the video game space now, right? So I think it's super thankful for the fact that it's been instrumental in creating an ecosystem.
Times are changing.
They are, and it's not just this video game for that, but I think this video game has done a lot for esports. I'm pretty sure it's by far the biggest esport.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's bigger than even CS:GO, and CS:GO is pretty big. So yeah, those are all things that I really appreciate about this game. And though we talk a lot of shit about Riot and say that they suck, and we often say they don't care about the player base, the truth is they do care about the player base, and they want to cater to everybody in the player base as best as they can, because if they didn't, we wouldn't all still be here. So
yeah, I mean,
that's all I got, dude. I think that's everything.
I think that is everything. So how about you guys let us know what you're thankful for in the comments?
That would be awesome.
Replies, yeah. Make it easy. But But yeah, guys, we will be back next week. I think the next patch should be out. They also did reveal Zeri changes. So I don't know if that's coming next patch. There was a extended list of what the fuck they're doing. Ooh. So if that's not coming next patch, maybe that can be one of the episodes next week too.
Sure.
We'll get back to champion review, but yeah.
Next week's going to be a late episode. By the way, there's not going to be an early week episode because I'm not going to be here. Squad. So I apologize for that, but it will be a later in the week episode. So bear that in mind. I'm sorry there just won't be a Wednesday episode. But yeah, guys, I hope for any Americans listening, you have a great Thanksgiving. Any Canadians listening, I hope your Thanksgiving on October 10th was fantastic. I don't know any of the customs, so I apologize for being an ignorant American. Europeans who are listening, this means absolutely nothing to you guys. I apologize, but I hope the episode's at least something for you to reflect on for the year and maybe for your time playing the game or hanging out with us or listening to us ramble about nothing, or maybe particularly myself because I'm a rambler. Just thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. Thanks for spending roughly an hour with us every week, give or take. I really appreciate it.
As always, guys, make sure you like the video, rate, review, anything that's going to help us bump our numbers up. Join the Discord, click that link tree. All the links are there. And yeah, man, we will see you next week. And again, enjoy the holidays and good luck in your games.
Good luck, y'all.